Welcome to our meditations on Tuesday night of Holy Week. The picture you're now looking at is called Together. A reading from Mark's Gospel, chapter 15, verse 21. They seized a passer-by, Simon of Cyrene, who was coming from the countryside to carry his cross. Travellers on the same road, under the one same load, body upholding body, shoulder by shoulder, cheek by cheek, twinned as one. Carrying the same weight, they become one. Their eyes fixed in one direction, they strive onward, towards the same goal. There is a need to stay close to one another, synchronizing their pace, gaining strength. The burden on their shoulders is heavy. Any shift in weight, any disharmony will weaken them both. Together as one. Is it by love, friendship, solidarity, or simply by chance? Whatever brought them close is irrelevant. Under the same weight, they are as one. A reading from Paul's letter to the Galatians, chapter 6, verse 2. Bear one another's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Our streets are crowded with people struggling under the weight they carry. Degradation, desperation, hunger, loneliness, debt, abuse, fearfulness. Do we have the courage to stop, to get involved? Perhaps we would rather keep our distance. After all, these strangers, are they any concern of ours? Who is my neighbour? What happens around us affects us all in one way or another. Called to be one, our command is to love one another. We owe each other love and support. Simon of Cyrene can inspire us. By accepting to help a stranger, he became as one with Jesus, the Son of God. As you did it to one of the least of these, who are members of my family, you did it to me, said Jesus. Let us pray. Lord, as we journey, help us to see those who stagger along the path of the cross, the refugees, the homeless, the lonely, the afraid. We ask for strong shoulders on which to ease the load of others, and a heart filled with love for all. Amen. Station 4. Face to Face. A reading from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 27, beginning at verse 39. Those who passed by derided him, shaking their heads and saying, "You who would destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, save yourself. If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross." In the same way the chief priests also, along with the scribes and elders, were mocking him, saying, "He saved others, he cannot save himself. He is the King of Israel. Let him come down from the cross now, and we will believe him. He trusts in God. Let God deliver him now, if he wants to. For he said, 'I am God's son.'" The sunlight thickens. Colours fade. The sky darkens. Why? What are people looking at? Or rather, who is looking at them? The man being crucified, lying below. He is looking at them, with eyes filled with love and forgiveness. He is looking at them. He is looking at us. The Roman soldier's arm, clad with armour, brandishing the hammer, relentlessly striking on the nail, penetrating the flesh. The faces looking on react differently at each heavy blow of the hammer. Compassion, mockery, grief, condolence, sneering, dismay, horror, scorn, delight. Some faces are shielded, unable to bear the sight. Some scrutinize the scriptures in an attempt to make some sense. Wild bulls encircle me, strong bulls surround me. All the while the sun darkens and the sky grows dimmer. The faces seem to frame an eye looking on, an eye darkened with grief, as of the grief of a father seeing his beloved son nailed to a cross. Luke 23 verse 34. Then Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. There are moments in each one's life when we feel as though we are nailed, as if on a cross, unable to move, totally at the mercy of others. It may be because of sickness, disability, old age, fear, violence, abuse. How do we respond at such times? With love, forgiveness and trust? Or do we return abuse for abuse, violence for violence, hatred for hatred, bitterness for bitterness? As we look on at the faces of those around the cross, can we see our own being reflected back? Can we see our response to Jesus being nailed on a cross for us? Can we see our response at the thought of our being nailed on a cross for others? Let us pray. Lord of love and compassion, help us to be true to your example, to be more willing to give of ourselves in the love and service of you and all in need, however hurtful they may be. Amen.